I got this email from Matt a while back saying, "Hey man, how are you? Doing pretty good, thanks. Just curious about some equipment starting up. I'm starting a mobile detail business part time for now. Good job. And I'm wondering how crucial a steamer or extractor is for starting off. I am using my Ford Explorer, so limited on space, and will be using all customer water electric. Just want to be as profitable as possible and get my customers in and out, but with great results." You're on the right track with being profitable, as that's the point of going into business, Matt. So, first part is how crucial is a steamer or extractor starting off? I would say an extractor or steamer is not very important or crucial when you're first starting off. And I always mention this, I always suggest this, is that if you have not really detailed and don't have much experience under your belt, you buying those tools is not going to be the best way to figure out where you should be using those tools. For instance, if you have a steamer, you'll think because you have that steamer, you want to go in and steam everything and just, start with that and then move to, a brush or something. Which again, that's just my opinion because that's what I went through. But the best way to learn, in my opinion, is to do everything as manual can be with basic tools. So if you just have an all-purpose cleaner, a brush, and a towel, that will give you a strong understanding of what you have to do with just a brush and a towel and APC, and then you'll start to see, okay, if I had a steamer, it'd be much easier to clean that type of spill or that type of whatever you're trying to clean. Instead of just saying, okay, I have the steamer, I'm gonna go at it with everything, because you have to figure out your system. Everyone's system is going to be different. There's no right or wrong way. The general rule of thumb to follow is that you need to do it in the most efficient way possible for time and for results, for quality. So you don't want to work over yourself. You don't want to work over yourself. That's going to cause you to do less than quality results. So you don't need a steamer or an extractor in the beginning. Put a system in place that you can follow over and over again with a APC, a brush, and a towel. Now, yes, it does take much more elbow grease and much more time just doing it that way, but it's going to give you a strong understanding, a strong foundation, and a strong system for you to follow for every other car. Now, you can basically figure out your system, your process within 3-4 cars. You should have a pretty thorough understanding of, this part takes me a long time, this part doesn't, I don't like this, that's easier. At least a general sense. You're not going to, if you only do 4 cars, there's still going to be much you're going to learn as far as what you're going to experience and how to go about it. But it'll give you a strong understanding. And when you do buy a steamer, and I definitely recommend a steamer over an extractor, because a steamer is much more versatile. Extractor, you're only going to use it on carpets and fabric. You can't use it on leather. You can't use it on the dashboard. You can't use it in the engine. You can't use it to take off overspray on trim on the exterior. With a steamer, you can use it on all of that. Then there's a debate between which one is better, because one is extracting, the other one you're just steaming it. I would always go for a steamer, because again, it is much more versatile. You can use it on leather. You can use it for the steering wheel. You can use it for the dashboard, the center console, the engine. If you're trying to take off emblems, the residue, if there's overspray on trim, which was a lifesaver to do with a steamer, you'll just literally put a brush on it and steam it off, instead of trying to fiddle with it with your thumb, or like trying to scrub it off with a towel. So a steamer is much more versatile if you're going to go that route. And I definitely wouldn't recommend buying like a $1,000 steamer like the VX5000 or other steamers around that price range. Now, the build quality on that VX5000 is outstanding, and all those others that are in that price range, the quality is outstanding, and the results it delivers is outstanding as well. But at that price point, if you're just starting off, you don't want to spend that much money. And then two, I would say I would highly recommend the McCulloch 1385 steamer, which runs about $200 US dollars. So if you can get your hands on that first. And there's the debate of, well, if I just buy a $200 steamer and I'm gonna upgrade to the $1,000 eventually, why don't I just pull the trigger on the $1,000 steamer? Which, by all means, if you want to validate that because you just want to buy that one, go ahead and do it. That's fine. But it's $200. You can easily make that money back much quicker than with the VX5000. And if you do make your money back, then what's the big deal of just reselling it for like half the price? 50 bucks, whatever it may be. But it's a lot. It's an easier entry to buy the cheaper steamer, although it still gives you great results because I highly recommend that product. The McCulloch 1385 is very affordable, very, very affordable. It does its job. Would I clean an entire engine with it? No, but it has served its purpose with me on, like I said, other forms of like steaming the dashboard or taking that again. It was such a lifesaver to steam off the overspray on trim that I was working on the other day. So much more versatile. I would go with the steamer when it is time for you to pull that trigger. But is it absolutely crucial, important before you even do your first car as a business? No, not at all. You can get away with with a brush, a towel, and an APC. Again, yes, it will take more time. Get that in your head. It will take a lot more time. But 3-4 cars, get your foundation of what process you're gonna do. Buy that steamer. Let it save you some time on those bottleneck areas that takes you so long, and then just keep on progressing from there. So and keep in mind, you always want to progress on every detail. Try to fine tune it every single time to see what you can do to just cut the steps less for you to finish that job, to finish that interior every single time. Don't just because you've been doing it 10 times, you got to keep on doing it 10 times the same way for the next 10 for the next 10 details. Keep on improving, seeing what steps you can take that'll just be a little bit faster to save a bit more, to save a few more minutes, and just keep on, changing and changing it out until you really get a strong system where you're just finishing it in record time. So hopefully this video helps. Leave your comments down below if you have any opinions on this. If you hate me, if you love me, like this video, subscribe. Always check the show more box down below to find out more information about starting or growing your detailing business. And other than that, I'll see you guys on the next video.